I'm loving the feedback from the recent sales sessions I've been running with different clients. Had a brilliant conversation with a client group I was with about 3 weeks ago, and we were talking about the end of the sales process. And I always think about questions. So we do use questions throughout the sales process. It keeps the client engaged. It makes sure we're getting feedback and we can manage the conversation. And the question I had from this person in the room, and a couple of other people in the room said, yeah, I get that as well. They said at the end of the sales conversations, I was going through a product demonstration. I asked about their needs. I demoed the product. And then I said to them, what else do you need from me to make this work? And then they said, oh, well, we're going to need to think about it. We're going to need to. And when we unpacked it, I said it's really fascinating because the right question at the right time in the sales process is so important. And earlier in the sales process, we ask open questions. Throughout the sales process, particularly in the middle, we ask probing questions to delve a little bit deeper, check understanding. Then at the end of the sales process, which is where this client of mine was, we ask a closed question. So something like, is this something you'd like to do then? Not, what else do you need from me to make a decision? Or what else do you need from me to take this away and think about it? Because you're just opening back up the conversation. The client doesn't have confidence then, because if you're asking them an open question, they're thinking, well, you want me to answer where we need to go next, not you. And so a closed question at the end of the sales process, something that's really natural. Shall we get started today? Is this something you'd like to go ahead with? Really natural, really useful question, because the client can then say to themselves, actually, is this something I want to start? Or is this something I'm ready to get on with today? Do I want to do it now? That really helps the client to make a decision. And then if they don't want to go ahead, they'll tell you that's an objection that you raise, and then you handle the objection. We'll cover that in another video. But what questions are you asking at what stage of the sales process, and is it conscious? Are you intentional about the types of questions you ask as you go through the sales conversation with your clients? So you're guiding them in the right stages of the sales process. You're understanding what they need early on, but you're gaining commitment at the right time for you and for your client. Share your ideas with me in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're doing.